Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in this market or to just learn from the market. But first, y'all, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, let's get started. So today we are looking at Tesla, and y'all, it's interesting. Only Tesla does it, bouncing off of the 281 back up to the 318. We closed at 308 after hours yesterday. 318.55 was the high, only to come back down to this 308 area at this 4 o'clock candle, which is close to the ATR trail, and stop. We bounced from there back to the upside. However, we are having trouble at this 317.93 area that I have marked here. So where are the trouble places? Now we're trading in this zone. As I like to say, price has been here for a while, right? So where are the trouble places? We would need to clear back above 317.93. Should we break that area, we could have trouble again around 320.30. Should we break that level for Tesla, 322.84, and breaking that 324.52. Keep in mind there's a few layers there to the 325.36. Now if we break that 325.36 for Tesla, we could possibly have trouble again, 327.32 again here, 328.35, and if we break that 328.35, we could possibly have trouble 329.42, and breaking that 331.39 could be a rejection area for us. And after that 331.39, 332.58. So if you are trading Tesla today, those are possible rejection areas or your resistance places to the upside. Again, not financial advice. Now, if by chance we get back under, I would say this 20 EMA around the 314.42, we could very well come back to this area here, which I have support at around 312.57. Should we break that, we do have the 200 EMA, which we bounced from here, which is around the 311.68 area. So breaking this 311.68 will bring us back to this area here, which is around the 309.65 is where the 50 EMA is as of now. And y'all see the ATR trailing stop and the support line that I have marked at 308.47. Definitely need to watch that today if you're trading Tesla, in my opinion, not financial advice, because y'all know I like to say that ATR trailing stop is strong support or strong resistance. Now, breaking this 308.47, we could very well come back to 307.04 again here at 305.54, 304.29, 302.79, breaking that 301.12 again here at 299.75. Let me refresh. Yes, 299.75. Yes, breaking that, we can come back to 297.59 again at 296.03, and 294.95 could be support places for Tesla. It will not surprise me to see us come back in this area here, which is around the 296. Not saying that that's going to happen today. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me to see us back in that zone. So if you're trading Tesla today, I say so often, y'all, in this market anything is possible. Trade carefully. We are looking at the SPY. We closed at 599.68. What's interesting is seeing us at this 602 area, only to come back down to the 597. We bounced from there, went back to the upside. So where are the trouble places? It looks like this $600.38 is a support place for us now. Back to the upside, we will need to get back above, let's say $600.61. Should we break that, we could possibly have trouble around $600.98. Breaking that level 601.40. Should we break that 601.57, and should we break that level 601.77, breaking that brings us back to around 602.07. Should we break that, 602.19, and if we should break that area, 602.39. Now let's say we break that 602.39. I have 602.49 not far away, and breaking that 602.74. Now back to the downside, let's say we lose support here at the $600.38. We could very well come back to, there's some moving averages here and a line that I have here $600.14. I remember that number. So if we should lose the $600.14 for the SPY, we could still use the moving average here of $600.03, which is not far away. So let's just come back to this level here, what was holding us up previously at this 599.60. Breaking this 599.60, you can see here we were here before, so it will, we could very well come back to this level of 598.98, and if we break that, we could very well come back to 598.71 and then back down here to 598.29. Breaking that brings us back to 598.04, and if we should lose that 598.04, we see the 200 EMA and a strong resistance place, support place for us at 597.69. Yes, I saw that too. 597.65 could be a strong area of support. There's a few layers of support for the SPY there. So if the SPY is something that you trade today, I say trade carefully. Now, if we break under the 597.58 area, the next level that I have marked is 596.71. So those are support and resistance areas for the SPY. Again, not financial advice. And y'all keep in mind, I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale. Why? Because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where my possible trouble places are. So we are now looking at NVDA. We closed at 142.68, 142.63. And I always say, where are the trouble places? I find my gathering spot, which is here. Price was gathering in this area here back to the upside. We will need to get back above 143.32. Should we break that level, we could very well come back, and I need to mark this because there's a distance between here and here, but we could very well come back to around this area here of 143.65, and I'm going to see if I can mark that really quick. 143.65 could be a trouble place for us, and again, price has gathered in this area before, and if we look, there's a body of the candle here. There's some top of a candle here. Body. There's some, this is an area that I need to remember because there was trouble here, right? So if we break above 143.63, we could possibly have trouble again, 143.89, breaking that level, 144 even. Should we break that, we could possibly have trouble 144.17. Breaking that brings us back to around 144.35, and if we break that level for NVIDIA, we could have trouble 144.65 and again 145.02. Now breaking that 145.02, we could very well have trouble again 145.39 and again here at 145.80. So if you're trading NVIDIA to the upside, those are possible rejection areas. Again, not financial advice. Let's look to the downside under this level here, 142.90. If we break that level, we could very well come back to around the 142.60, breaking that level, 142.42. Should we break that, we could very well come back to around this 142.25. And the reason why I say that, because something stopped us in this area here. We have price coming back to this zone here for a reason. So I need to remember that again. So 142.22, breaking that level, 142.08. Should we break that, 141.88, and breaking that brings us back to this level where the 200 EMA is and a previous line that I have marked at 141.64. I like to see that, right? So it's important that we know where our, support and resistance. So breaking this brings us back to around the 141.50. And again, 141.42, not far away. Should we break that 141.42, 141.17, and again here at 140.92, under the 140.92 for NVIDIA today, I will definitely watch around the 140.68 area as a support place. Again, not financial advice, y'all. So this is, there's so many different ways to trade the market, y'all, and what's challenging, I say that often, is what's trying to figure out what works best for you. So let's look at AMD today. Yes, AMD. Right now, we are trading in this zone here, and support was around this level here of 121.73. Resistance around the 122.19. So that would be the zone that we're trading in as of now. Back to the upside, trouble places, 122.34, breaking that 122.64, 122.90, and if we should break that, something stopped us in this area here. 123.20. Should we break that level, we could possibly have trouble 123.48, and breaking that brings us back to around 123.78. And if we break that, 124.47. So if you're trading AMD today, those are possible rejection areas. Now if we break this 124.47 area, we could possibly have trouble again. 124.94 could be a rejection area for us. Now back to the downside, under this level of, let's see, 121.73, we could possibly have trouble again around the 121.46, 121.12, here we are right here, 120.91, breaking that level 120.68. And if we should break that somewhere around the 120.26 and breaking that 120.03, should we lose that level of support, we can try to find support again at 113.37, breaking that level 119.03. Should we break that 119.66 and breaking that brings us back to around this 200 EMA around the 118.42. And as you can see, I have 118.25 marked as a support place again, not far away. So if you're trading AMD today, I say trade carefully, y'all. And we do have a few inside day candles, J&J being one of those, meaning if we break above this level, which is 159.99, target to the upside 156.04. Now to the downside, under 154.44, downside target for J&J today is 153.98. J&J is an inside day candle. SoFi is also an inside day candle today, and as you can see, we are trading sideways, or in the gathering spot, as I like to say, right? So if by chance we break above 14.44, to upside target 145.50. To the downside, under 13.97, downside target 13.93. So if you SoFi is something that you trade, I say trade carefully. Keep in mind, we are trading in a zone as of right now, or consolidating, or whatever term you'd like to use. It's trading in a tight zone as of now, so it could very well go in either direction today. So T, or AT&T, is also an inside day candle today above 28.08. We have an upside target 28.10. Now to the downside, under 27.83, downside target today 27.77. T, or AT&T, is also an inside day candle. Wells Fargo, or WFC, is also an inside day candle today. Let's say above 76.70. Upside target was 76.75. Let's see, when did we... So upside target today is 76.79. To the downside, if by chance we break under 75.94, downside target is here at 75.82, which is not far from our 200 EMA. So if Wells Fargo is something that you trade today, I say trade carefully today. So let's look at Meta just to see where we are. We closed at 694.06, and as you can see, y'all, we have found our area of support somewhere around this 699.51. We've bounced for there only to get rejected at this $700.99. So where are the trouble places as of right now? We need to break back above this $700.99. We could possibly, let me see here, have trouble in this area around the 702.47. Something stopped us in this area. This is where the body of the candles is, but something stopped us here. 702.47. We could possibly have trouble again. 703.51. Should we break that level, we could very well come back to 705.50. Breaking that 705.50 area, y'all, we could very well come back to this 711.27. And keep in mind, we can very well get stopped out anywhere in between that. So if Meta is something that you trade today, I say trade carefully. Now back to the downside, under the 699.51. As you can see, that's almost close to where the 5 EMA is. That could be our support area here. Losing that brings us back to 698.27. Should we break that, I'm going to use these moving averages as of now around the 697.43 area. Should we break that area, we could very well come back to around the 695.25, and I'm marking that level because something has kept us gathered in this area here for a reason. So that 695.25, breaking that brings us back to 694.21. Should we lose that area, 692.34, and breaking that level 690.80. Should we break that, we can come back and find support at 689, which is our 200 EMA as of now. Under that 6 688.16. So if you're trading Meta today, those are possible areas of support and resistance. Now breaking the 688.16, we could very well come back to 685.28, and again, anything can stop us in between this area here. So if Meta is something that you trade today, y'all, I say trade carefully in this market. Anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed, y'all. So this again is what I see when I look at the market. I say so often, there are so many ways to trade the market, and what's challenging is trying to figure out a way that works best for you. I encourage you to set your stop losses or whatever it is that you choose to use, but make sure that you have the discipline to execute your plan, whatever that is, y'all. So I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. Again, if you could, please like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.